Time appropriate greetings. So, kind of set up a little bit more tonight. Still a little late, but hey, whatevs. We have the snowball mic. We have the wide angle lens on the camera. That's why you can see so much off the phone. So, today I was playing with Digitalocean today. Not paid advertisement, but really cool. I'll have my link in the description below if you'd like to check them out if you've not checked them out already. Now, the other day I was using Digitalocean to just kind of test some install stuff. Well, today I was working on... They have this great tutorial about what to do, excuse me, after you set up a server. And that goes in including add a second user, create your time to... Alright, so when you set up your server, you go and you create another user. You then disallow a root login from over SSH. You add a public key for your secondary user, and then you go ahead and lock down with a firewall. Well, with Ansible, I lock down my firewall there because I can actually update my firewall rules as I install software. So I'm not too worried about that part. But what's really cool is I found out that they have user data that you can input that will give you the ability to go ahead and set up your first user, give them SSH access, and go ahead and block root login over SSH, which is a really secure thing to do to your shell. So I was working on that cloud config today, and so I'm going to have to go update their documentation and see if they'll let me. I don't know how I'll do it. Got to figure out how they do their tutorials, whether they'll let me update the documentation. But I found out in the run command area that when you go from 1404 to 1604 on Ubuntu, you go to systemd. So you actually have to use a system control restart SSHD versus their restart SSH. So that's in their tutorial piece. And that's the fun thing about figuring out these things, is working with a 1404 tutorial. That's the thing about 1404 tutorials, is updating them to 1604. Understanding the systemd is where things went. Now, and here's the thing. I've been dealing with Linux since late 90s, early 2000s. So I'm 17 years in the game with Linux. I didn't hop on systemd initially back 5-6 years when it started. One of my friends did. We don't talk anymore, but I'm sure he does a lot better with it than I do. But with systemd, you have system control, and I'm actually learning to use it really well, as well as some other tools that I kind of wish I'd have focused on instead of what I do now. But I do more development work. I don't always play with my tools. Now I'm playing with my tools. Anyway, in this cloud config, it's a YAML, just typical YAML. You've got your user section. You give it a name. You can give it the additional groups. You can go ahead and give it a sudo, which will give it a sudo line for no password, so you don't have to set passwords, which is pretty interesting, not gonna lie. But with the actual sudo line to give you no password, you can set yourself a password and then delete it, and then you've got a secure system, again, that uses two-piece authentication. You give it the SSH authorization key so you can actually log in passwordless over SSH, and then we ran some commands on it, and I will figure out where I want to post this. It may be some time. Ping me somewhere and let me know you want to see it, and I'll post it up. But this is just part one. The other part's going to be some Ansible scripts that I'm writing to install Nagios and Nginx. Those are going to be coming in time. I'm still writing. Those I'm still working on. But I thought, for a while I've been looking at how to do this cloud initialization with Digitalocean so that I didn't continually have to go in and make my user, set all that firewall stuff up. To do it in one simple file that I can upload when I create my droplet over JSON formatting or just dropping it into the control panel is absolutely beautiful. Some other things I'm working on right now is actually I'm getting ready to hack on some code tonight. I'm not hacking on code. I'm actually going to be doing some more provisioning tests and start building out the Ansible things. Apologize for the noise. I just got a notification. But that's where I wanted to be tonight. I just wanted to give you an update and let you know what we were doing, give a little documentation to it. And we will talk with you tomorrow. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a great evening.